Hi YouTube! I hope you all are doing very good. That was kind of cheesy, wasn't it? And I did it again. Oh well, I'll be cheesy. Huh? This is a video response to Ben Wendy. I saw it on Melanie, aka Sky Moon 1982. I could have sworn I heard her say it was a video response of how and why I got fat. It's a pretty good topic to talk about because why else would I be losing weight? Get rid of the fat, right? And I still am fat. You know, it's okay for me to say. I'm not skinny. You know, according to fashion, I'm plus size. But still, I'm fat. And I want to talk about how and why I got fat. Well, my past. I was not a fat kid. I really wasn't. I was a runner. I wasn't in cross country, unfortunately. I really regret that because I was really fast. I was lightning, really. I really was. It all started, the weight started to really happen, the impact of the weight, I should say. I'm sorry. I'm going in circles. Like I said before, my silly brain. I started packing on the weight when we got the computer. And we got our first computer when I was 12. And that's when everything changed. I became very lazy. I didn't want to engage in physical activities. I did do sports in junior high. You know, I played basketball, not on a team, but just for fun as a hobby. I played some soccer for a while, and I loved playing soccer. That was fun. But that was before the computer. But when the computer came, that's when everything changed. From 12 years old to now. I would sit at a computer many hours a day. I was really hooked on some computer games. I didn't want to get off the computer, and that's when I really started packing on the weight. I really did not eat a lot as a kid. You know, my parents, they come from backgrounds of my mother's side. My grandma went through the Depression era, and she raised my mom to appreciate the food, that whatever food that is on the table, you better eat it. And my dad comes from a family of, I think, 9 or 10, and that, for his family, it's of eat more, eat more. You're so hungry, eat some more, eat some more. I have that personality because I got it from my dad. But when I was raised by my parents in the household, they cut us off. You know, they actually put in our heads, which is good, don't eat past 8. So I didn't do that. And I didn't do that for a long time, but until I got to 12 years old past, I started seeking food, and I'm sure that they found out eventually. I would eat cereal late at night. I would eat donuts late at night, have soda late at night, not water. I drank a lot of water as a kid, but then when a lot of soda was introduced into my life, I went towards the soda, and that's when I become severely addicted to Mountain Dew, to Pepsi products, Coke products. I was really addicted, and I was forever, especially candy. You know, when a lot of candy started being introduced in my generation, I was into the Mounds, the Almond Joy, the Butterfinger, the Snickers. The Reese's was a huge thing when I was a kid. Reese's. Skittles, Runts, just a whole bunch of other candy. I was addicted to that kind of stuff. And I packed on the weight, and that's when I was bullied. And I mentioned this in one of the videos about my gym teacher bullying me. It wasn't until, I wasn't bullied until 7th grade when he started bullying me about my weight. And even during parent-teacher conference, he said to my mom that I was big. He had the gall to say that to my mom's face. And I don't know what I said that night, but I said some rude remark, and my mom was laughing. Because I was severely insulted. I was humiliated. And I'll tell you why. I was depressed during that time. I think the depression started in junior high and then high school. And I'll talk about that. And he would count my laps out loud in front of everybody. The gym classes went from 7th and 8th grade. So in 7th grade, I was with the other 8th grade girls. And while they were waiting for me to finish me running my laps, my gym teacher would be counting them out loud. I swear, I think he hated me. I really felt like he hated me. Why else would you want to count my laps? And when we had to run 20, once I got to 20, he's like, no, Heather, run 2 more. I'm like, that's when I knew he really hated me. And it had to be about my weight. He watched me like a hawk. And, you know, when I was in junior high, I was a size 14. I'd do anything to be a size 14. But I went from size 14, and then when I got to 9th and 10th grade, I went all the way up to size 22. And I stayed at 22 when I graduated high school. I would do anything to be size 14 again. And that's what I want to be. I would be so happy at size 14. But back then, you know, as a young kid, you are considered fat because you're not supposed to be that way. And that's when it all started. People were bullying me, calling me fat, thinking I wouldn't sit in these desks, which I did. The weight is in my legs. That's where the weight is held in. Honestly, I swear to God, I think per leg there's got to be about 50 pounds. I'm not even kidding. It's so heavy. And that's where it all goes. Everything. All goes in my legs. And that is when I really started to hate myself. The worst 2 years of my life was gym class, junior high gym class, because I was always bullied. And by other teachers too. The heredity in my family, my mom's side, there are big people. My grandpa, he was a huskier built kind of guy. And my dad's side, there were a few people in my family. Other than that, a lot of them were skinny. My dad's side of the family, a lot of them are skinny. And, you know, my brothers, you know, are skinny and they had skinny kids. And my brother, I have, I have 4 brothers, and one of them is my blood brother, and the other 3 are my half brothers. So all my brothers are thin, but not my sister and I. My sister and I, we were different, and we were treated different, and you know, my parents never overfed us. We had a limit. We had enough quantity for us to eat, and that was it. That was like, nope, that's it for the rest of the day. We always had our meat, vegetable, and fruit. We had bread with it. And of course, dessert. You know, we have like 1 or 2 cookies, but that was it. My parents really wanted us to understand the difference between eating correctly and overeating. That changed when I moved out. I moved out of my parents' house when I was 17. I moved in with my sister here in this house. This is my grandmother's house. I did live in a different house, but I moved back here to be closer to my family. And my sister and I moved into this house, and we lived together for almost 3 years, and that was when I really hit rock bottom. I was in bad relationships. Things didn't go well for me. High school was starting to be a dread for me. I hated high school. I didn't like the people. You know, I was still being teased about how big I was. I knew how big I was, but I had such a huge ego. And pride. I didn't want to admit it, so I just brushed it off, and I would cry at night, being teased. The eating habits, that's when everything changed. And you know, on a school night, my sister and I would be eating still dinner at 11 o'clock at night. She would make, you know, hash browns, and we would have chicken and just a lot of different foods at night. We would have Blue Bunny ice cream products. We had a whole bunch of those. I mean, we ate junk. I remember one time for dinner, my dinner consists of candy bars and Cheetos and Mountain Dew. That was my dinner. I did not eat good, or sometimes SpaghettiOs for dinner. It's like, on occasion, I do that at times. I would have half can of SpaghettiOs, like, for lunch, only if I have the extra calories. So, I admit I still eat SpaghettiOs, but it's very, very rare that I eat it. But I would eat the big family size all by myself, and I would still be hungry. And my parents, I would eat one plate of food, and I'm full. But when I moved here, I didn't have that restriction. That was completely destroyed. And it got worse and worse and worse, and I didn't want to admit that I was getting bigger. The size 22 jeans weren't fitting me anymore. Went up to 24s. That was starting to get tight, and it just kept going. Kept going. I'm not going to reveal what my highest pant size was yet. You guys will find out. And that's when I really hit rock bottom. And I'll stop at size 24 because I want to move on to the bad relationships. I had 2 longer relationships. I'm sorry, that is the stove again. I'm sorry. I'll come a little closer so you guys can hear me if you can't. I had 2 bad relationships before I got married. And the first relationship, it was more of, it was all about him basically. He wanted to know everything about me, but it was all about him, what he wanted, his needs, and all that. He didn't really care, and he never really mentioned about my weight. I say, I'm fat, and I remember one time he said, so what? So I felt like, oh, are you just dating me because you can't find any other girl out there, so you're just using me, basically? And I was smart enough and I broke up with him, and the eating progressed a lot more. No physical activity. I watched TV all the time. I was on my computer all the time. I didn't do anything. I slept all day. Excuse me. And the last relationship before I met my husband was the worst. I was in an abusive relationship. Mainly verbal abuse. I'm ready to tell you guys this, but, sorry. I don't know what that was. Like a big thump. Scared me. Sorry. Like, whoa. Probably saw me jump. My God. It's almost like I'm in a horror movie. I'm ready to tell you guys more about my past because it's in the past and I've seen a lot of stories on YouTube. You guys were so brave to talk about your stories. And I applaud you, and I really look up to you guys for that. You guys are truly amazing. And the last relationship was bad. He treated me horribly. Always called me stupid, called me fat, and said that other women mattered more to him than me. And then he proposed to me. I was 19. I was turning 20 then. Of course, I said yes. And during that time, the relationship got worse, and I started eating more. And then I found out that he was cheating on me behind my back, and he left me for somebody else. And that is when I completely had a meltdown. I ate a lot. I stayed up really late. I think I went through, insomnia. I would stay up all day, all night. I didn't sleep hardly. Lie in bed, and I'd be awake, and sometimes I sleep all day, and oh, it's getting loud. I'm sorry. It should stop. At least I hope. So I was alone for a year, and that's when I met my husband, and that's when things really got better for me. It's just those relationships. I did have my first boyfriend, but I was 13 then, and he wasn't a bad boyfriend, but that was a long time ago. He doesn't really count because those 2 relationships were bad, because I really felt like they were with me just because they wanted to. I felt like they used me and my time, and they really hurt me. They really did, and it took me a long time for me to get over that, especially the last relationship. He was not a good person, and we don't talk at all. It's been almost 5 years. We don't talk, and I'm really happy about that. because I don't need somebody like that in my life. I have a great man in my life, and he's perfect for me. Depression. I mentioned before I went through depression. And depression really hit me when I was in high school. I started eating a lot, and the depression definitely made me do things I wasn't really happy about. Eating all night and all day. I really did not stop. I would eat a lot, and then I would still be hungry. It just spiraled out of control, and I definitely regret it. I really wish that I would have seen what I was doing to myself. But I am happy that I stopped it. I put it to a halt, and I'm much better. I'm really happy, and my mental health is good. My mental state is excellent. I'm really happy all the time. I'm smiling. Before I was like, that would be my face all the time, but now I'm smiling. I'm happy. I make jokes. I'm a much happier person. Because I feel like when you lose weight, it changes your emotions. It changes everything. Especially taking my Synthroid. Oh yeah, it definitely changes it. It really puts me really happy. I don't want to talk for too much longer. I know I can record videos more than 15 minutes now on YouTube, but I don't want to record so much. So, I'll probably will end this in a little bit. The next topic I'm going to talk about, which I'll upload probably after Christmas, what inspired me to lose weight? Who or what inspired me to lose weight? I think that's really important to talk about because I had to have an inspiration in order to lose weight, right guys? And this person definitely helped inspire me to start losing weight. And she is the most amazing person. I love her to death. Without her, I wouldn't have done this, or even like in my life, I don't know what I would have done if I didn't have her in my life. She's an amazing woman, and I love her to death. And I think you guys know who this person is. I'll be talking about this person next video. I hope you enjoyed this video. I kind of feel like it went fast. Like once I start talking, it's like, oh my god, it's almost 18 minutes. I hope you guys have an amazing day. I'll try to record, I don't know, before Christmas. I have things to do before Christmas, so probably after. I hope you guys have, sorry about that. I cut myself off. You won't see me before Christmas. So I hope to record something on Christmas Day. Wish you guys a Merry Christmas. I hope. Let's hope I remember, right? If you don't hear from me, I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas. Hope you have a blessing day with your family and friends, and just have a wonderful day. It's a day to be merry and jolly and joyful and feeling very happy of the wonderful people in your life. Well, you will see me very soon. Have a great day. Bye.